Hey YT World, it's your girl La Kiki, Miss D. C. That is. I'm coming to you. I know it's been a long time coming, a long journey. But I've been off my page for a while, and yeah, I'm sorry about that, viewers. Just had a lot of stuff going on, my school, uh, jobs changing, and things like that. So I just been on a hiatus, and I'm back at you. Been applying for Big Brother 18, and I'm just gonna keep doing it every season so I can get back on track with that. And I'm actually preparing right now this weekend to actually go to the Big Brother 18 casting call in West Virginia. So look out for your girl on the telly. But I want to come to you with this the Real World season 31. It's been 31 episodes. Like god dang. Go big or go home. So I guess it's going back to Vegas, which is like Vegas. I kind of felt homesick. It's not what it's cracked up to be unless you bring what is it called? Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. No, it's not like that. Whatever you bring to Vegas should stay in Vegas because it ain't shit there. I'm just saying, it's bored as shit. I was single as a mug. Like, really, ain't nothing. Like, no prostitution and all that. And I ain't down for that hotel crack. Get two bras for $20 in your hotel room. No, none of that. Vegas was dry to me, and I went two different times at two different seasons, and it's not all that. So, but let's get into this real world. So we have this boring, dry ass cast. You know, yes, I'm back with the cursing and all. So shit for the people who say I see that too much. Get off the phone. Let me not ramble. But anyway, the cast they meet up at some deserted desert area. I guess it's the mountain desert area of Las Vegas, basically where a bunch of bodies be found. Where bodies be laying there, because they say in the heart of Vegas and all that bright lights and the casinos and the slot machines going off, in their backwoods, they wouldn't know all this stuff is going on. Basically, with the what is the chick, the Black Dahlia Diaries, she was off the side of something like that, some kind of mountain like area where her body was cut up in pieces. But let me continue because I am rambling off. Vegas ain't all what it's cracked up to be is the moral of that daggone story. But so the first one to arrive is Kayla. She's a little Puerto Rican mamacita, but she seemed kind of white to me. No offense, but she just seemed like she's not all with her culture too much, if I could say that. Then I'm not sure the little weirdo Jungle Boy. He called himself Jungle Boy or go by Jungle Boy. I thought his name was Joe. But get back to me with that one if you know. And then we have Sabrina, the guy's girl. It's always one of them girls. It's like I'm the guy's girl, which I say that about myself too. But I'm pretty much am like that. I don't try to be. It's just end up happening that way. I'm comfortable with the guys and girls to some extent. I just don't like fakeness. It's unfortunately always more guy friends than female friends, but I can get along with everybody socially if you just stay on my damn way. Thank you. But and then you have Dean. I believe his name is Dean. See, the ones I'm mixed up about is Joe and Dean, the Jungle Boy and the boy from Ghana. I believe they said his name was Dean, and he's lost his accent obviously, and he's going through a divorce and things like that. I'm like, wow, that's a lot to take in. So he got away from his ex-wife in his divorce case to come on the real world. That's not a smart move, I don't think, to get away from the case and they can actually televise you on TV doing more dumb shit. I guess it works for some people. Chris is the ex Mormon. and he's also pansexual. And he's from New York City. Just recently moved there to get out of his Mormonship clergy, whatever that is, because I'm not familiar with that. I'm only Christianity over here, so no knock on anybody else, other religions. I just don't have any identification of that. And then you have, he seems cool. Then you have CJ, the non-typical black female on here that actually gets wet, goes swimming, gets her hair wet. Yes, all that, doesn't have an attitude. Thank you, real world, for actually casting somebody with some sense that can actually like represent us well and not go off like the past seasons. And it's just, that's the only type of black girls you get on there. Like, I hate that. She's going to school to become a lawyer, and she's dealing with a lot, and she took a semester off in school for this show, which is expected, because when I first started watching Real World, I thought it was only for like college students who just took a semester off or had a semester off to get on the show. But glad they're changing it up. And then you have Jenna, the country girl, and she's actually, we found out that she's a Mormon also, and she come in cutesy with her little pink halter top, and of course the Ghana boy, which is Dean. Correct me, people, if I'm wrong, but she comes in, he falls in love instantly, setting that story up. Yeah, I had to write these notes down because I know past months, when I first started this channel, I was getting names mixed up, and I really didn't want to write no notes down. I really want to go with my heart on things, which I still will do on some things. But yeah, just to start this off for the beginning, because I just had to do this right. Because I think from hearing something from another channel that is actually going to be 3 people. Actually, A Connection TV. Shout out to A Connection. I think they said that it's supposed to be 3 cast members to get replaced, and I'm thinking one of them is going to be Jenna, but it's going to be good. So this first episode is kind of dry a little bit, so it's not going to be long at all. The producer tells them that in order to get in the house, because this season is called Go Big or Go Home, of course, Vegas style, they're like arriving in a hot air balloon. Like, why are we in this hot? What are we about to do? Like, this look crazy. Like, I thought we normally meet at the house, but they actually tell them that in order to stay in the house, you must maintain. You must do all the competitions or missions that they send you on in order to maintain your stay in the house, because the theme of this season is Go Big or Go Home. So their first mission was to jump out of a hot air balloon from, ride in the hot air balloon all the way up and then jump out one by one in order to get your place in the house. So everybody does it, and at first it was a little shaky with CJ, the black girl, because she's like, as much as she been through in her life, it's like, I love my life. Why would I want to jump, out? Like, I love the ground and all that. Like, why would I just play myself like that and do that? But she works up the balls and all that, and just said, you gotta go and you gotta do it. So she just sucked it up and did it. And of course, okay, I thought I heard this. Of course, the last one, actually, I'm sorry. I thought somebody was coming because I'm looking out for my coworker. Yes, I have a little bit of time to do this. That's why I just said, let me get it done, because I don't feel like doing it when I get off work. I was like, I got shit to do. So he wants to go all big, go big. Why not? So he did like a little 3-flip spin in the air, and jumped off, basically. What else happens? So everybody jumps, and everybody makes a deal. Like, yes, we're all going to basically. I hope this is not. Yeah. It was FedEx. I hate when I get interrupted in our video. But that's why I like to do in my car. It's just better for me. My shirt wrinkled as shit. But I ain't had time this morning. But yeah, what I was saying. Uh yeah, so everybody made a pact basically, like, yeah, we're gonna stay and all that, but clearly we know, well, I know from the inside scoop that it's gonna be three people replaced, probably involuntarily. So yeah, so they all get in a Hummer and they take them back to the house, and everybody's like, oh yeah, yeah, this is our place, the same old jazz that they do every time they get into a new house. I don't know this, never had this, you know, new world and da 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 da. Same old jibber jabber for each year, decades and decades to go. Um, and then they wanted to actually go to the pool and explore, their hotel that what they're staying at. And I actually forgot the name of the hotel that they're staying at, but I know it's some trash. It's like, no, I know it's probably nice, but I know it's close to the Golden Nugget, which is considered like downtown or the last end of the strip before you. No, I think it is considered downtown in a way. It's really shady at night, just to let you know. Like Fremont Street and all that, the Golden Nugget is. I played high card flush there until 6 a.m. in the morning. Like it was from 8 p.m. at night to 6 a.m. I sat there down there. And when we were trying to look for a bus and we had to go the last one before, it shut down for a while, it was shady characters out there. I mean, let me tell you. Las Vegas is dangerous at night. I'm just trying to tell you. So Kayla gets mad at the names I keep messing up, Dean and Joe, because near the pool, I guess she's like feeling some vibe with the Jungle Boy, and the Jungle Boy is like, I'm gonna call him Jungle Boy in Ghana because I gotta make sure their names is right. I think his name is Dean, but I don't know. So I'm going to say Jungle Boy and the boy from Ghana. So Jungle Boy, she has something going with him, or she thinks in her clueless mind that she has something with him, and he look like he don't want to be bothered. And I wouldn't either. Like I'm in Las Vegas trying to have fun. Like, can you stop pulling on my hair? And she comes and says, if what if we get into a showman, so we or showman, like I'm a big brother. What if we hook up and you're not gonna let me plait your hair? And he was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, you will. No, I won't. Like, I'm answering your question. Like, get the hell off my hair. Like, I'm not gonna let you do that shit. So she get into her feelings and she keeps saying, like, basically letting him and the boy from Ghana know, oh yeah, I got the golden vagina. Everybody that I sleep with, they say they keep coming back for more sex. Boy, girl, you playing the shit out of yourself. Like he's like, the Jungle Boy's like, that don't mean that they're just because they're coming back don't mean that you have a golden vagina. That means that you were just available at that moment for them to come back and smash again. Like, girl, he said, don't be mad at me if we hook up and I don't fall in love with you, because you look like you don't want to fall in love. Don't be mad when that don't happen, because I'm a different guy and he's very different. For reals. So she's like, okay, bragging about herself. I know you will fall in love, and da 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 da. Everybody always fall in love with me. So she played herself, and Ghana Boy excused himself from to the restroom, and he like, you know what, I'm gonna come too. So they in the restroom talking all this trash about her. This broad gonna set her own self up. Like, when you said something dumb, and you continuously start talking about it and continue to say something dumb, and then you gonna actually play yourself on camera and actually run back there and actually spy on them and see what they talking about. Boys are worse than females. Like, they talk, so they be having so much group talks in the bathrooms everywhere. Did you expect to hear? Like, oh yeah, maybe that girl do gotta go to vagina. No, that broad crazy. Like, that whole thing that she the only joint out here. We in Vegas. Like, trick be gone. So you played yourself and you heard what you wanted to hear, obviously, That's what you wanted to hear. Why would you be sneaking? You thought you was going to hear something good. So, hey, you got what you got. So she get all mad and come out and confront them like, I heard everything you said in the back. Well, oh the fuck well. You shouldn't have been listening. Like, you got what you got. So later on that day, Jungle Boy, Joe, I think, but I'm not sure if that's his name. I'll correct myself in the next episode because I'm catching up. This is the first episode that I'm had to catch back up on, and so I'll do the second video and all that. Yeah, so he apologizes to Kayla later on and said, I don't, for the sake of the team, I don't want to make it awkward and all that. So, I apologize, and she accepts his apology. Because I think she just still want to smash him anyway, and she didn't want it to go on like that because she still really wanted to smash him, and she tried to act prideful and stuff like, y'all might have had a chance, but you don't have a chance no more, girl. But you still wanted deep down to still give them a chance, like shit. So take that apology so you can do what you wanted to do anyway. Moving on. So Jenna, the Southern Belle, puts her foot in her mouth with CJ, the black girl, and Dean / Garner, because I'm not sure that's his name, with the whole colored people comments. Like, you black people are different than the ones that in the South. It was so irritating as fuck. Like, shut the hell up. Like, literally, like it was nails on a chalkboard. Like, the one thing I hate is you black people, you colored people, I don't want to sound, when you say I don't want to sound, let me tell you something. You sound, motherfucker. Like, you sound. So those words, like, you just need to shut the hell up. I swear. And that's what the Garner boy was saying. Jenna, I held you on a high pedestal. Now you best be shut the hell up now, because you starting to chip away at that pedestal and you about to fall your ass down to Kayla status. So it was funny to me, but I have a feeling that's not gonna go so well. CJ looked like she was like, I'm not trying to be the first black person on here to pop off like that. I'm going to be civilized like they think I'm not going to act. So you know what? Yeah, I know so many times when she was talking, see, I'm glad you're not one of them. She's taking notes like shit because she going to know when she going to blow up on her about that shit. And it will happen looking at the previews. So it was just funny as shit. She was drunk as shit. That's the time you don't want to talk about the South. When you faded off some Corona. She probably had a 211 or something. Well, what did they drink? The Miller Lights and all that dumb $2 beer and shit. Because when I worked at U Street Music Hall, they had all the whiteys be on that shit. Them $2 cheap ass beers, and they be pissy like shit. Let me not say that though, because now I sound racist. I don't mean to sound, but no, clearly, like, my whole family, all of us is a melting pool, like melting pot. So this is a free spirit to say what we want, but at the same time, like, yeah, I am trying to be sensitive to people's feelings, but then again, that's me, because I really say F everybody and I can give a damn. So I'm gonna go on whoever plus family member and all. Like, that's just how I am. So go on me, I can go on you, but I could take it, can you? But moving on from that, so they go out and they basically, have a good time at the Golden Pike, I guess, club that they went to. So yeah, and of course Kayla is all on that. Oh, he's like a god. He's like he's look like Jesus. And shut the hell up. She sounds stupid as shit. And moving on later night, they back in the house, and Chris, the pansexual ex-Mormon, he says, look at the wall. Like, hold on. The first mission we did was plunging. So, do you think it have anything to do with the missions? The pictures on the wall, is that like evidence or some kind of key to what we'll do for each task? And he like, oh shit, what I have sign myself up to do? Because it has some shit like speed and drop or something like that. So he's like, oh, maybe I did. Like, wow, I don't know what we about to get into. Okay, and they had this group huddle, and I think it was the group huddle was by Sabrina. Like, girl, you think you the leader and shit, but that's why I got out of that. Like, okay, come on, guys, gather. Like, gather for what on the first night? Like, we don't have to gather at all. Like, I'm gonna gather my belongings and separate my drawers and shit, but I don't have to gather on no couch. She wanna have like this house meeting and call the shots, but whole time CJ stole the show with her story about her parents, and she's just opening up about how people are insensitive to each other's, like what they probably went through and things like that. So everybody come from various backgrounds, and you don't know me basically. So let's get to know each other and be a little bit sensitive to people backgrounds and let us help each other because we don't know what other people has been raised like, basically. Pretty much that was what it was. So she was telling her a story about her mother basically being beat all through her life by her father, and then 6 years ago, when she was off to school to go to dance class, she get a call and says, come home. It's the yellow tape around your house. Please come home. Found out when she come home, like everybody, ambulance, all that, everybody is there at her house, and they just like, her mother was killed by her dad, and then the police shot her dad the same day, 6 years ago. So she's still dealing with it every day, but she said, she's fine. She's becoming a stronger person, and she know that the last thing she said to her mother was, I love you, and her mom said, I love you and have a great day at school. But it hurts her every day, the fact that she couldn't say 2 words to her when she got home from school. So, that's something she had to live with, but she's getting stronger. And obviously, she's taking the lawyer route, obviously, because, cases that need to get solved that go unsolved, far as like murders, domestic murders, or things like that. A woman is probably going through domestic violence and they just need to get a restraining order. A person gets to jail. She probably want to be an advocate towards that. I'm sure that's what inspired her to do that. So, then they actually, in light of that discussion, which everybody was like, didn't know what to say at all. Everybody was like clueless, like, I don't even know what to say after that story. Like, I know nothing is going to trump that, so let me just sit here quietly. And I would have been the same way. So then, in light of that, they actually had a light release ceremony that I guess it was already going on somewhere downtown Vegas or something, and they just was like, hey, won't we just do this? So she actually released the pain and everything, the tragedy that happened with her mother and her father, and released it and said, bye, Mom. So it was sad, and I was crying. That's why my eyes maybe a little bit flustered before I did this video, because I literally just watched it right here with my downtime a little bit and just decided to do a video on it. So it looked like it's from the previews, it looked like Jenna and CJ is gonna go at it. I saw Jenna push CJ down, and I saw CJ come back and was like, bam, 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 bam. So she's like, nobody like you. Like, it seemed like the whole house is gonna go against Jenna. Like, she's just gonna be a hot Southern mess. And I'm sorry for the Southern family that may follow my channel or anything like that has to deal with somebody representing the South like that. But yeah, it's not good representation. So just like when they did Real World DC, and I'm like, you got a bunch of out-of-towners to represent DC for Real World DC. Like, I don't understand that. So I'm sorry for you, but I just can't wait to see this ass whipping. So because it's going to be fun tea. But I'll get you in the next video for the part 2, because I know it's a second episode and I'm late as hell and so behind on every show that I normally be up on. So yeah, it's gonna be a couple probably videos today. If not today, tomorrow. But I know I'm gonna catch up on some episodes and do that. I wanted to say something else about that, but I can't think of it right now. So I holla, bye.